Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ajori Spencer, and it is my privilege to supervise the performing arts here for Pinellas County Schools. It's my pleasure to welcome you to All County Music Fest 2026. Over the past several years, in the life of the Pinellas County referendum, we have watched our instrumental All County groups grow from one middle school band and one high school band to today, where we had two middle school bands earlier, and now we'll have two high school bands. This could not happen without the passionate professionals joining us on the stage at this time. Let's give a round of applause to our dedicated band directors as they join us on stage. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. You will not want to miss one musical moment. You can access our digital program on the projected QR code. Our first performing group this afternoon is our 910 All-County Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Dave Schreier. Mr. Schreier is the Assistant Director of Bands and the Associate Director of Athletic Bands at the University of Central Florida, and we are so thrilled that he accepted our invitation to return and work with our students for a second time. Please join me in welcoming the 2026 910 Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Dave Schreier.
Thank you oh, that is loud. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. It has been my absolute pleasure to have another opportunity to be here in Pinellas County. I was lucky enough to be invited in 2020, kind of right before everything went crazy. But it's nice to be back and to see that the ensembles here and the students here are doing so well and continue to grow musically, even after going through what we all went through several years ago. So it's been a fantastic experience. If you have a student up here, well, can you just give them another round of applause? I know how important it is to be supported in the things that you are passionate about. I'm very fortunate that my wife supports me in the things that I do, and my family support me. And I know many of you are family members and friends of the students up here and that are about to perform. And I want to thank you for supporting them, and please encourage you to please continue to support them. And also, I want to thank the band directors who are doing just a fantastic job. So will you give yourselves and the band directors here in our county a round of applause? Again, thank you so much for having me. We're going to close our program with a piece that has a lot of notes that go real fast. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.
Let's give our students one more round of applause as they exit the stage. One more time for our 9-10 concert band. As they exit, I want to make sure that we thank our high school coordinators, Mr. Austin Blunt of Hollins High School, and Mr. Jacob Provino of Pinellas Park High School. They've done such an incredible job planning the logistics, and it's so much hard work, but we're so appreciative of everything that they have done. Our students this week have had the chance to work with some truly outstanding music educators, and they also receive excellent instruction in our classrooms each and every day. So let's take a moment to look at a video about some of our amazing music educators.
Hello, my name is Daniel Butcher, and I teach music at High Point Elementary. Growing up, I had a really good music teacher when I was in elementary school at Skyview Elementary, Miss Harris, and I kind of just fell in love with music then and continued in music throughout middle school and high school, and was really just trying to find a way that I could keep making those experiences, and I just really fell in love with teaching music. So the impact that I hope that I'm making on my students is I hope that they know that they have someone who cares about them and their learning, and I just hope that every day I can come in and just give them meaningful, fun experiences in music and try to just develop that love of music from a young age so that they can do music throughout their whole lives.
Now, go, 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 ready. As loud as you can breathe.
Hi, my name is Nicole Warren, and I teach middle school band at Madeira Beach Fundamental.
And ready, and
I think the most exciting part about teaching is the joy the students bring into the classroom, whether it's related to the lesson or not. When students see band as like a happy and fun place, then I know I'm being successful as a teacher. Watching them enjoy making music together and creating a positive classroom environment is what keeps me inspired. The impact I hope I'm making on students is that I'm giving them more than just musical skills. My goal is to create a space that they feel valued and supported and confident with who they are. If students leave knowing they belong and that they believe in themselves, then that's the difference I hope I made.
My name is Stephen Holmes. I'm the chorus teacher at Morgan Fitzgerald Middle School. I think the most exciting part for me as a chorus teacher is the preparation. So the weeks leading up to the concert, all the work that goes into that and preparing the kids and that kind of feeling of anticipation, that for me is the really exciting part. And then of course it's exciting when we accomplish something very special, but really for me the joy comes in the preparation. I think chorus is a really powerful way to reach kids. And music really reaches their soul. So you have a lot of kids with a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different needs. So I feel like chorus gives them a refuge. It gives them like another family. It gives them something as special that they can be a part of.
Hello, I am Christine Marr, president of the Pinellas County Music Educators Association. It goes without saying that strong school programs would not exist without our tremendous community. We are honored this afternoon to have our Superintendent Hendrick, Chief Academic Officer Donica Jones, and Chief of Operations Jennifer Dull with us this afternoon. I would like to ask them, as well as any other district leaders, administrators, or board members, to please stand so that we can recognize you. Thank you so much for your support. All right, I think we're ready. Our 11-12 Symphonic Band is under the direction of Dr. Alfred Watkins. Dr. Watkins is the retired band director at Lassiter High School in Georgia, where he spent 31 of his 37-year career before retirement. Be sure to read more about him and his great accomplishments in today's program. Please welcome the Pinellas County 11-12 Symphonic Band under the direction of Dr. Alfred Watkins.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marie Douglas. I'm a composer. I composed the piece, and I was so honored to do this for a very special individual on this day to honor Mr. Frank Williams. The piece is, yes, please clap for him. He deserves every bit of it. A pillar in this community, in this county, in this state for music education. I was deeply honored to write this work, but I knew for sure that he went to my alma mater. I'm a FAMU graduate, Florida A&M in Tallahassee. We were both in the Marching 100, not at the same time, but you know. But you know, just an incredible music educator. I was enjoying doing the research, and I thought for a minute, you know, maybe I'll do some jazz stuff for him because he likes jazz. But then I was like, what do we both like? We both like that 100. We both like the FAMU, Marching 100. We both love FAMU. And so I did a piece that was kind of encompassing of that, and I say I sampled, but it's because I'm a hip-hop girl. But I used the alma mater from FAMU for this piece just to, you know, kind of just show him how I felt about what he's done and to just make him feel good about what he's done as well, coming all the way from both of our origins of FAMU. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce it and thank you all just for being here and thank these wonderful students for their hard work. They sound so good on the work, and I hope you all enjoy it. Exaltation.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope that you're enjoying this lovely concert. Just met the youngsters yesterday, I think, maybe 2 days ago, and we're now making music together. My compliments to Pinellas County and the music education that you're providing for these young students. You built a beautiful hall such as this, and they're afforded the opportunity of playing in here, as opposed to gymnasium that I come in contact with very often around the country. I wanted to mention just a word of celebration to one of my heroes as well, and I'm 71 years old. I graduated from college 50 years ago, and Frank is senior to me. And as you probably figured out from the program, Marie is a FAMUan. I'm a FAMUan from a different generation. And Frank is slightly a half generation above me. But it's a tribute to the good work that was done in Tallahassee in music education. People often notice the famous and incredible Marching 100 all over the country and the world. But what we were provided for was a real strong and solid education, not much different than what you're providing for your children. So congratulations. Would you join me again in congratulating Frank Williams? And briefly, what you may not have known is he was a Boca Ciega. He's a trombone player. Frank spent 30 years teaching drum and bugle corps brass lines. He taught almost all of them and had more world championship medallions around his neck from teaching DCI, which is a long ways from the Marching 100. But his musicianship carried him through. And he spent a whole lifetime here as a band director at Boca Ciega, but he has an impact on jazz and jazz education. So a true Renaissance person that can do all of those things extremely well and be complimented by his community in his senior years with a wonderful exaltation of his career. As a result of that, we're going to play a little piece that's a little jazzy. It's an original composition by Robert Buckner entitled Jitterbug. It's not anyone in particular. You'll hear some Gene Krupa, you hear some Duke Ellington, you hear some Count Basie in there. You may hear some Fats Waller, you may hear some Cab Calloway. You may hear a little Minnie the Moocher in there. So when I passed it out to the youngsters, because it was a 100-year-old art form, I said, they ain't gonna know these tunes. And they didn't. But boy, do they know jazz education and American music down here like crazy. I've had the pleasure of conducting bands in 38 states. And this little corner of the world is a little different. You all should know in more ways than one. But it's quite different. But jazz education, and you'll hear them play it. You go, like, they just started that? But part of that is the wonderful teaching on the part of the band directors. They've nurtured their skills, they've nurtured their students. Mr. Spencer has done a phenomenal job making sure that the event's organized, and Frank has had a major contribution to his community, which is all that you can ever ask for a teacher. So this one's for you, Frank. This is Jitterbug. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody.
Let's give one big round of applause to all of our high school musicians this afternoon. Bravo, and thank you to Dr. Watkins and our symphonic band, and to all of our musicians, teachers, clinicians, and all county coordinators. Thank you so much for all of your support for music in Pinellas County. Have a great rest of your afternoon and drive safe.